Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back to Latter Day Jeppy. Hope your day is swell. Today, I wanted to discuss a topic that I think I don't know how to explain what I think about it. That I think is pretty cool. That I find very interesting. Something that can be interpreted in many different ways. Again, I wanted to state that again, I am not speaking on behalf of the church in any way. I use scriptures and church doctrine to kind of base my theories on, but anything I say is not church doctrine. It's not officially what the church believes, so don't take it like it. It's just my thoughts, my opinions, things I've studied and pondered on. And like always, I ask you that you as well would ponder these things and pray and ask God for yourself for these things. But yeah, kicking it off, I wanted to talk about Genesis 32, when Jacob, currently Jacob, before he becomes Israel, has a wrestle with an angel of God, a messenger of God, per se. So we'll read 24 going on. And in 24, and Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. And when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint as he wrestled with him. And of course, you can picture that Jacob's grabbing him, trying his hardest to wrestle with this being, this messenger of God. And the messenger touches the hollow of his leg and dislocates his thigh. I don't know what type of move he used, if he used the move or if he just straight up just touched his thigh, with the powers that he has, being a higher of a being than we are physically currently. I don't know, but he goes and touches his thigh. And then, of course, he goes on and states that he wants to be blessed, and he's blessed. And the last thing that's mentioned, or not last thing, but the thing that's mentioned the most that sticks out to me is in 30, and it says, and Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, however you pronounce that, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Which is interesting, because when does it state that he saw God face to face, and why would you name the place that he's at this? Unless this being that he wrestled was God himself, and he saw him face to face, because he kept asking what his name was, and it never states what the angel said his name was, which I'm guessing that he got the name out of him. And finally he confessed that it was God himself manifested to Jacob. And of course, God himself provided the name Israel. And to back this up, we're going to jump over to Doctrine and Covenants real quick. Let me see if it'll let me. No, go away. There we go. Doctrine and Covenants 129. Okay, 129. Once it pops up, and in this one, it's talking about heavenly beings. Joseph Smith goes on to teach that there are two kinds of beings in heaven, namely angels, who are resurrected personages having bodies of flesh and bones, and then secondly, the spirits of just men made perfect, they who are not resurrected but inherit the same glory. And at the time of Israel, there has not yet been the resurrection, right? Because Christ has not yet came to be crucified and then 3 days later was resurrected. And that's when everybody else was resurrected, because nobody else could be resurrected until Christ was resurrected, because Christ had the keys to do so, right? And so there was no resurrected beings at the time of Israel or Jacob. And so, like this states, let's see here. If we scroll down, so he goes on to state, when a messenger comes saying he has a message for God, from God, so we'll get back to the messenger thing, offer him your hand and request him to shake his hand with you. So you're physical touching, right? You're shaking hands, so you're physically touching. And if he be the spirit of a just man made perfect, he will come in his glory, for that is only when the way he can appear. Ask him to shake hands with you, but he will not move, because it is contrary to the order of heaven for a just man to deceive. But he will still deliver his message. So he won't shake your hand, but he will deliver the message, because he knows that you won't be able to touch his hand because he doesn't have a hand. It's not physical. It's not a physical handshake. So it won't happen. So he won't deceive you. So you go to grab an angel or a spirit, and you won't be able to grab it and he can't touch you because there's nothing to touch you with. And then it goes on to state, if it's a devil, he'll go to shake your hand, but of course you will not feel anything. You may therefore detect him. And before this, he talks about if it's an angel, he'll do so, and you will feel his hand. So physical hand, right? Because physical body, just like it states up above, Jesus said, "Handle me and see, for a spirit has not flesh and bone as ye see me have." So the only being with a physical body at the time of Jacob that's a heavenly being was God himself, if we are going off of the church doctrine, correct? That God is a resurrected heavenly being himself. And so he has a body of flesh and blood. Or not flesh and blood, flesh and bone. That's a whole different topic, is the whole blood thing. But so Jacob did not just wrestle with a messenger or angel, or I guess you could say it was an angel, because angels who are resurrected persons, so God himself. Jacob wrestled with God. That's practically what I'm saying. That's my thoughts, my theory, and my belief. Because why would Jacob name a place he wrestled a random messenger, a random angel, the face of God? You know, I don't know I don't know Hebrew good enough to decipher exactly what Peniel is, but it states that because he saw the face of God, he named it that. When did he see the face of God? We don't know. I don't know. But he named it. He named the place he wrestled with a random messenger angel. And he wrestled with him. So he grabbed him. And the angel couldn't leave. So he touched his thigh. So he touched him. It's there. It's there. It's my theory, my thought about the topic. Again, I would have you study and ponder it as well. But it's just something fun. I enjoy doing this with scriptures, is seeing these things and trying to apply things to them, trying to decipher, look through all of the different books and whatnot, and compare them. Because clearly here Joseph Smith teaches that you can't grab a spirit, which is true, and a spirit can't grab you, which is true, but a resurrected being can. And the only resurrected being at the time of Jacob, unless you want to get into the time plane theory, I guess I have, which is a lot more in depth, which I can, I guess, make a video about later, about my theory of time and how time is relevant to us humans compared to God himself and compared to spirits, if spirits follow the same timeline. Because I mean, yeah, it's just, that's a whole different topic. If you go off of that, then of course things have already conspired, things have already happened enough for a resurrected being. That resurrected being just came back from the future. I don't know, like freaking Terminator. But yeah, that's a topic for another day. That's not what I'm trying to go into today. Today I'm trying to talk about how Jacob didn't wrestle with an angel. He wrestled with God. He had to wrestle with God himself, and God named him Israel. So yeah, again, read about it, study it, ponder it. I'd love to hear your opinions, thoughts, and theories as well. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Goodbye.